Doesn't seem like England too.
Dun, 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 dun. So sad he didn't get murdered by the mob. But okay.
This is the pool. And I think we are alone.
Are you alone?
Yes, we are.
Nice! Hi guys! Okay, so we just arrived in King's Landing, or
Dubrovnik,
whatever you choose to call it. Dubrovnik is the city where a lot of seasons from Game of Thrones, especially King's Landing, was recorded, so we're very excited. And there's also a lot of really history in the city. Just left our bus and the stop is right here in the entrance to the old town, or King's Landing, how you like to call it. I'll do a very quick resume of all the crazy history Dubrovnik has been. So for many centuries it was the Republic of Ragusa in Italian, which is his official name alongside Dubrovnik. And yeah, it was very innovative for his time. Then he had a treaty with the Ottomans when they conquered Serbia. They were protecting against Venice, which they had a rivalry. They were annexed by Austro-Hungary Empire. And then in the latest years they were a part of the Yugoslavian Federation. And then it was bombed during the Yugoslavian War by Serbia. So it has a lot of history, which makes it... I went there by the pile door. And let's go. Dun, 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 dun.
I said to Joana, oh, this seems familiar to me. And
this is gonna be him all day long.
And I was trying to explain, oh, maybe he was when Joffrey was attacked by the mob in Game of Thrones, and Sansa was almost raped and saved by the Hound.
So sad he didn't get murdered by the mob. But okay. Just entering from the pile gate, we can see the large Onofrio fountain, which is infrastructure to store water built in like 14th century. Which is very nice.
And it still works.
Very good and refreshing, yeah. And then just by the side we have like this huge Franciscan church and monastery, so we're going to try to see. And every building seems like it's made of the same white rock, and every ceiling is made of those red tiles, so it's very, very pleasant. Tickets, and I gotta say it was too much. Each ticket was 26 euros. That's a lot. Okay, includes the city walls through the city, which is a lot, and it still includes the fortress
along the walls.
And along the walls,
and
yeah.
The fortress, what's it called?
The Red Keep.
The Red Keep, yes.
It's not the Red Keep, it's the Lovznak, which is the Red Keep in Game of Thrones too. So yeah, still a lot. Just for two people, 54 euros. A lot. Let's see.
City walls. Oh.
You can see the Red Keep there. And between this fortress and the Red Keep is when Marcella's body was arriving. It will arrive through here. So I think we're enjoying this way too much.
Yes, we are.
I feel like I want to see Game of Thrones all over again.
Tell me, with this view, doesn't seem like England to you?
Sure. So it's considered one of the greatest Middle Ages defense constructions. And we can see why. It's ginormous and it goes all the way through the city. It has multiple towers and defenses. This amazing construction was never breached, not even once, for an hostile army in the entire Middle Ages. This city walls allows the Republic of Ragusa to live in peace for 5 centuries and to really flourish as a commerce point. And yeah, his trade and commerce over the Adriatic and his possessions was so important that you could rivalize with Venice. The walls were an insurance, not only of Venice, but then of the Ottomans and, well, basically everyone who tried to look at this place and try to conquer it. So it really was like Game of Thrones, enemies in the west, enemies in the north, enemies in the south. No, but for real, I mean, you can see the people who live here and rule this, Like this is ginormous. You have to really have the sense and the fear to build such a thing, since they were never truly invaded. So yeah, but the fear was there. So I think we're halfway done. So we started here and we're all the way here. This is the Giovanni Fortress, and it was rebuilt, and now it's where it maintains the aquarium and the marine museum. And now we just have this beautiful view
Of the port.
of the tiny port. Yeah, that's nice. Everything's being so nice, but it's too hot still.
So we now are arriving at the Minnesota Tower. This is the tallest tower in the old town of Dubrovnik, and in Game of Thrones was used as the House of Undying in court when Daenerys was trying to get back her dragons who were stolen. So behind me you can see the Dubrovnik West Harbor. It's also the set of Blackwater Bay of Game of Thrones.
Okay, so behind me we have the Bokar Fort, which is basically one of the first parts that we saw of the walls when you came in. But since we didn't get the view because we were just standing there, we decided to save it for here. And the fort is not only a huge defense through the Pal Gate, but also by the sea. So we access both of the land and the sea fortress. And it's the oldest casemate in all Europe. Basically, a casemate is a fortress where you can hold the guns, so you the holes of the cannons, which is a lot. Okay, now we're gonna see our last thing in the city walls ticket, which doesn't belong to the city walls because it's actually right outside. Dubrovnik Fortress, or the Red Keep, as I like to call it too. So in the right entrance of the fortress, there's this inscription, which is over the centuries it became the city, one of the city's mottos. In Latin, it's read "No bene pro toto libertas benditur auro," which means the freedom is not sold by any treasure of the world. I'm tired of stairs to die. So I don't remember where we read it because we read a lot. But I remember we read that during the Hagus Republic, the most high-paid office of the whole Republic was the office in charge of this fortress. That's how much this fortress meant strategically to the Republic and the protection of the city. So the Dubrovnik fortress is made in the triangular shape and has 10 canyons defending it. And one very fun fact is basically that the wall facing the sea is 12 meters thick, which means it's thick so it can support some canyons and some bombardments. However, the walls facing the city, Dubrovnik, is only 60 centimeters thick. That meant that if the fortress was ever taken by an enemy force, the city was powerful enough to just take it down, which is very curious.
And
very smart.
The sun is setting, so I had to go decide to call the day off.
Yeah, we just finished seeing
everything we
the
have
fortress.
for today.
Yeah, we did everything we wanted to see on the walls. It was very good in the sense that it's crazy how this was all built.
True.
Like centuries ago, and the level of protection and the plans of one fortress to protect another to then protect the other one.
And the sightseeing was very cool too. We take a lot of pictures and videos.
Yeah, it's very nice, and with the Adriatic Sea, it's so nice. And if you see Game of Thrones, it's like extra nice.
But I have to say, I think it was just a little expensive. All of this.
I think there's a lack
Yes.
of effort, maybe, because you pay a lot and you get to see a lot, but there's not even one sign all the way up
Explaining something.
which fortress are you on, what was that meant for, or even we don't even say like Game of Thrones, obviously, because you have to for that, but even like the historical sites.
True.
I think there should at least be like a tiny sign saying.
So today we decided to enter from another part of the city. The other gate, Vrata od Ploka, is a
Gate that goes to this marine.
yes. And our plan was today is go to the island of Lokrum.
So now on the boat, we got the tickets. They were so expensive. So a ticket was 200 kunas, which is basically 23 euros per person, but it's way and back. But they have a student discount, which is only 30 kunas.
So the island of Lokrum has around 300 peacocks, and the peacocks was brought by Maximilian, the emperor, from the Canaries. I think we found a better place than the Dead Sea to swim.
So what do you think of Lokrum's beach?
Oh, we have to be careful because it's very rocky, and you
Yeah,
could hurt yourself. I hurt myself when I fall.
He already cut himself already too.
Now we are entering the Chapel of St. Mary, that is part of the Benedict complex.
The most exciting thing that's here is that here is the original replica of the Game of Thrones Iron Throne. So
The shots shoot from Dubrovnik here.
but it suits me.
Do you think?
I thought it was nice. I mean, there's not a lot to see or do, honestly. You can easily do like 3 hours, maybe 4 if you go to the beach. But yeah, it was a good day. But honestly, for the student price, totally come. But honestly, for the adult price, we would never come. I think it's too much. So we just left the boat and we're just doing walking through the city, and we found this is the Sponza Palace, which is 16th century mansion, but inside there's the state archives. The Yugoslavian War, or as they refer to here, the Homeland War, lasted in Dubrovnik from 91 to 92, the siege and a few bombings, but intermittent attacks continued until 95. And I don't think we realize until you come to Croatia how recent it is. Because we say like, oh, it was in 95. But it's a very close war. It was less than 30 years ago.
And how many people died?
I think it died over 200 people. A lot of died during the bombs and as a consequence. And a lot of was sent to concentration camps in Bosnia. And as we saw in the castle, the city motto still remained. Dubrovnik would remain eternally the city of freedom. And yeah, through the sacrifice, but they did it. Okay, so in the square where the Sponza Palace was, we also have the clock tower, which was built in the 15th century. And now we're gonna enter the Church of St. Blaise, yeah, who is a Venetian style, which we can see. Yeah. So we just arrived in St. Ignatius Church, which was during the Ragusa Republic, the Jesuit school, until the 18th century, where the Jesuits, the company was suppressed. And yeah, now it's closed because it's already like 8 p.m. But honestly, the main reason we came here was to see the Jesuit staircase, which is a famous Walk of Shame case in Game of Thrones.
The best scene ever.
The best scene ever. So I think we're gonna leave this day in the Walk of Shame and gonna start tomorrow and just gonna find something to eat. But yeah, ready to start today, and we always wanted to see the cities before it gets too crowded, like 6, 7 a.m. But we never got the courage, to get up. So, but today is 6:49, and yeah, it's very nice. It's almost no one here.
It's strange to see the Palagate almost empty.
Yeah. You can take photos without any people or tourists. You need to come at 6 a.m. That's the secret. That's nice.
That's nice, right?
That's very nice, yeah. So quiet.
Getting cold. I really need to wake up. I've been stolen from your world. Dealing with
So the best way to travel around Dubrovnik is by bus, and a normal ticket, only one way, it's €2. But if you buy these ones, this is the 24 hours ticket and permits you to travel between these hours, all buses between the city and many times as you want. So this compensates much more.
This is €4.
€4,
Which
yes.
is only two more euros than just a normal ticket.
Here you can have the best spots to look all over the city of Dubrovnik, Lokrum or the Adriatic Sea.
Yeah, it's a spectacular view.
Yeah, it's a spectacular view. And behind me, in the Imperial Fort, we have the Homeland War Museum, where you can see the exposition of the Serbian and Montenegro aggression here in Dubrovnik.
We're seeing a beach here that seems very nice. We're gonna
try.
get our bags, change clothes, and try to go there. We arrived like half an hour at this beach. It's called, I think it's Bajan Beach. I'll leave the name. But it's very good. You can see Lokrum, and then there's a very cute ship. And then you can see all of the walls and the harbor and the port, which is very nice. Somewhere in the water is Guilherme. I think we both agree it's the best beach we've been on this trip, almost. It's a very nice beach.
So we just left the beach 1 hour ago. And Dubrovnik overall, I think one of the best cities so far. The history, the places, the old city, of course, Game of Thrones reference, every corner you can find. It was really, really, really amazing.
It was, I don't know, it was very, very unique. I don't know how to describe it. Some ways it really reminded us of Venice, because like the boats and the no cars, and I don't know, there's like a vibe. But yeah, it was like so